This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people that have businesses and brands out there. Email us right now at advertise at hiphopun.com and you will get an opportunity to put your brand right in front of each video that we do. And let me tell you, the prices are crazy affordable. You definitely can afford it. Email us right now, advertise at
Let's just jump
hiphopun.
right into it, man. Let's have this discussion today together
Yeah, man.
and just move forward with this whole thing. So yesterday we came in here to the news of Gunna being released. We understood that he got a plea deal, a suspended sentence, and he was going to be, released. I think by the time we start recording, those videos starting to come out of him walking out of prison. But by the time we got comfy at home, probably like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, maybe even later than that, a video surfaced of him taking the plea deal. And in that plea deal, everybody heard what he said in the plea deal, right?
Yep.
Everybody heard it. I don't gotta, reiterate it, but a lot of people have came out. Boosie came out. He said his piece, pretty much called him a rat. 600 Breezy, he came out and said he's not a rat. But the consensus to me, I would say, for the people that really know how the rules go, as they are called, the street rules per se, we know what it is. We know exactly what it is. Now, some people say he's not, he's this, he's that. But most of the street dudes that I talk to or know, they say, yeah, man, he told. He cooperated. Now, he didn't do the telling where it was like very intricate, where he started telling on every little detail, but he gave up the goods. He pretty much admitted that YSL was a gang. He also admitted that they did crimes. And he also admitted that he got caught in a car, you know what I'm saying, with guns, oxycodone, hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and he said Jeffrey Williams was the other passenger. So if me and you in a car and I say it's not mine, who the hell else is it?
Mm.
And I can't, and I ain't gonna say I feel bad for the dude because that's where he came from. He repped all that shit.
Right.
Now to see him, pretty much taking a stand, man, it's kind of crazy. I gotta be real with you. I didn't expect to see that video because remember, and I'm gonna close on this. The whole Alford plea, they came out and they said, look, he's going to take this deal, but I'm not a snitch. I'm not cooperating. I haven't taken a stand against anyone. But then the video comes out of you doing just the opposite. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Well, first off, it was a lot more than what he gave off yesterday. His representation, his team gave off yesterday. He may not have took the stand per se, but he sat his ass there and answered some questions under oath. And I'm sure those questions were a leading part in him getting out yesterday. I don't think without answering them questions he would have got out. You know what I'm saying? So you got your debate on people saying whether or not that's cooperation or not. And I mean, under what I saw, he cooperated. And I wish that he would have just either not said anything yesterday, or you look at it to where you don't assume if you're Gunna or his representation that a tape would get leaked and get put out there and allow this smoke to happen. You are probably confident that nothing's going to be released. You go ahead and wrote your statement. You got the Alfred Moore's law. Everything's cool. So now all of a sudden you straight. You know what I mean? You cool with the streets. You can continue your music again. You ain't got to hear no bullshit, no nonsense, because we know, especially in our culture, if one of us do something crazy, we're going to be on their neck, possibly even kill them, as opposed to some other cultures that do the same thing, kind of get them a pass and let them walk around and continue to mock us. But needless to say, this don't look good for him. Like you said, you got people in hip hop calling him a rat. You got other people in hip hop trying to take up for him. It's all unfortunate, man. It's all unfortunate that him answering yes those few times is going to help lead to some other people that he rode with and put away for a very, very long time. And that can't be shoved under the rug. You know what I'm saying? So,
Especially
unfortunate.
if he was in the element. From my understanding, this is like Young Thug's rapper, like his understudy.
Yeah.
You in the element, you guys doing shit together. Now you get in there, and now you flip. That's crazy. Now, his lawyer did put out a statement from all the backlash. Steve Sadow, he put, Gunna did not snitch to get out of jail. He has said nothing and is not cooperating. His plea statement cannot be used in court against any other defendant. So please stop spreading lies. What's your thoughts to that statement? That came out a couple hours ago.
Damage control.
Damn.
Like a motherfucker, because they probably know his artist is not going to be able to go and sustain the career that he sustained with this type of reputation put up under him. We see what happened with other hip hop artists or hip hop acts, whatever you want to call them, that have done this in the recent past. They are still able to eat. They're still able to do their thing. But a Gunna in particular, to go back to his neighborhood, to go back to where he grew up at, to get back to the essence, he would have to fear for his life. There's no way around it. So to play damage control for the better interest of their client, not only his career, for his life, they got to get out and jump ahead of this. But unless you're going to get behind the camera and really elaborate on what you mean by that, and allow questions to be asked to you, as opposed to like, okay, well, what do you think? Him being asked the question, does this YSL a drug or gang group? And you say, yes, ma'am. How you defend it, I don't know. But it's damage control. And I ain't mad at them for going ahead and trying to look out for the better interest of their client. I don't know if it's going to work, but they definitely trying.
It's not going to work. I want a key part of this when he said that his plea statement cannot be used in court against any other defendant. To me, that's bullshit. And it may be true, but if you got somebody sitting at home right now and they're a potential juror, I mean, they don't even know they're going to be on a jury yet, but they're probably sitting at home getting shade room alerts, getting alerts from whatever, and they seeing all this shit unfold, so they get to see what's going on.
Real time.
Like whether they say, oh, in court, take this evidence out. I already heard this shit. He said they was a gang. He said they did crimes.
Yeah.
Not to mention another dude flipped. What's the other dude's name?
One of the leaders do, like Murphy or something like that.
Yeah, he flipped.
Yeah.
He flipped.
Walter Murphy, I think.
Yeah, and he pretty much admitted that he started the gang, and that's the key word here, the gang, in 2012. As long as they can make them as a gang.
It's over.
And Gunna already said they did violent acts. That's all they need. That's the whole case. They want to make sure that, because that's the racketeering. Organized criminal activity. So you're a gang, you're organized, you're doing criminal activity. Gunna admitted they was a gang, and he admitted by saying yes that they are criminal big activity under the guise of a gang. That's what he said. He said yes to that. And he also said, had to denounce him in a way. He says, I could play the recording if you guys want me to play. I don't want to have to play it again, but
they heard it.
Right, y'all heard it 100 times. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is I just didn't expect it to come out. I think somebody had to leak it.
You know it.
There's no way that if that didn't come out, nobody could say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the first. It's funny how, and I'm gonna end on this. How when you get that inclination in your stomach about something, like, because Gunna got out, we both thought in our mind, he telling.
Like
we had a proof. We had a proof.
Singing though. Yep, we thought he was singing,
and it comes out. And I don't blame him for doing it. I'm not mad at him. I'm not gonna sit up here and call him a rat if I see him not like that. That's not the way I move. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, because ultimately there's still one real big name, and there's also a number of other names that could be potentially taken down from this. What does this mean for Young Thug? He's seen him in court today. Seemed to be in good spirits.
Right.
But what does this mean for him, in your opinion?
I think that Young Thug, man, ultimately think it's probably going to force him into taking a plea deal, honestly, because now your back is against the wall. You got guys that are starting to flip. This usually happens. This is usually how it goes. Now that guys are beginning to flip, it's going to put you into a corner. What are you going to do? You going to keep trying to go against this, or are you going to say, okay, maybe that 15, 20, 30 years ain't looking that bad. Whatever they're offering, I'm not sure.
Right.
We find you guilty, 50 years, life. Okay, damn, well, maybe they might offer me 10. I might as well take it. So that it's going to keep adding up. If they don't get nobody to flip, you kind of got a fighter's chance. As soon as they get people to agree, not to say that anybody agreed to testify against him yet. Oh, matter of fact, they said that 300 witnesses. You know what I mean? My bad. Yeah. But yeah. So they have 300 witnesses that's going to testify in the trial now.
Shit.
They didn't say for or against, but you only can imagine.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think it's going to force him in to taking some type of plea deal. But the walls are closing again because trial is supposed to happen next month?
Yeah, January's here, man.
So once trial's here, I don't know if you can stop and say, I'll take a plea deal. Nah, nigga, you at trial now. You know what I mean?
And you smacked me with some harsh reality because I was asking about the bro AR Ab. I'm like, well, he only got 16 years. He's like, nah, bruh, 45. And that smacked me in my face because he wasn't convicted of a violent crime. We sat in a few days of that trial. It seemed like the defense was whipping their ass. They didn't really have anything substantial on him. Yep. And that man is going to do a very, very big piece of his life behind bars because of this. And no disrespect to AR Ab, but Young Thug's name is way bigger than his was. And sets way more of an example. And if we assume this is what they're trying to do, man, I hope it's not the case. I hope he didn't murder anybody either.
Right.
But man, this don't look good. So I think I agree with you, man. I think he's gonna go ahead and plead out to what we'll see, and we'll take it from there, man. But prayers out to everybody involved.
And I'll say this: I think probably nine out of 10 guys will probably take this deal.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, how come you couldn't just negotiate the deal to admit to what you did and say, look, I can't say nothing about what they did.
Right.
I can't. I don't know nothing about that. And it was funny because remember they tried to be slick and put that whole statement up about how that YSL wasn't a gang.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that statement came out earlier. There was a music group. And later on the stand, you said something totally different. You said it was a gang.
You said it was a gang. Yes.
Right. So that's the part. It's like, man, y'all try to kind of, pull a fast one on us, man. But somebody leaked that video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was supposed to leak, but somebody put that video out. And it's a shitstorm for dude, man. I just hope the best for him.
Yeah, and hopefully we're not talking about this at a later date on some more serious shit because we know how serious it could potentially get for that brother. And that's unfortunate. But